Hello, everyone, and a blessed, happy Easter to all of you, especially a blessed Easter season. Our season of Easter goes on for 50 days until Pentecost. So in these next 50 days, be aware every day of the grace of surprise. Pope Francis calls it the grace of amazement. That was in his Palm Sunday homily. How God visits us in the grace of amazement. And I'd like to share with you just some reflections about the grace of amazement of Easter. And it's a grace, which is a gift, freely given to you and to me. On the night of the vigil, we will have made our promises, renewed our promises, our baptismal promises. And in that is the willingness to be the priest, to be the prophet, and to be royalty. And in the gospel today from Easter, we're told that the three major characters in the resurrection story, Mary of Magdala, who comes at dawn with spices, with other women, discovering the tomb is empty, and very much she's suspicious of the government. Somehow they broke in the tomb and stole the body of Jesus. And she went to get Peter and the others. So she passed on her testimony of wonderment to the apostles. They in turn came, and Peter himself went in the tomb. And when he looked around, he realized the towels, the wrappings that Jesus' body was wrapped in were neatly folded, as if someone had taken them off and folded them. Peter in turn went and told the others. So testimonies, stories, are the way the Easter message is passed on. Your stories, my stories. The story I think about is the Easter amazement of Holy Family Cristo Rey Catholic High School in Birmingham, Alabama. Back in 2006, we went to Birmingham, Alabama to explore how Holy Family High School, a 64-year-old black school, could become a Cristo Rey school. Well, in 2006 and 7 and 8, you may recall, was a tremendous economic downturn. You didn't want to start a business in those years. Well, we started Cristo Rey High School. And one of the first things I realized as I visited offices to promote jobs for our students, that most people didn't ever hear of Holy Family High School. It was 64 years old, but people had never heard of it. That's how tiny, that's how insignificant and buried that school was. And that to me was a sign of a tomb, an entombment, a mentality that kept things confined. Well, the grace of Easter, the grace of the resurrected Christ, has touched that school, Cristo Rey High School now, 14 years later. And it's become one of the best high schools in the area. But that's a resurrection story. But you've got resurrection stories. And as you hear me all the time talking about, you are with people who perhaps no longer believe in an active way in the presence of Christ. May I suggest to you that you be aware of the little things that go on in your life that indicate to you hope, renewal, recovery. And think of those stories when you share with other people your own faith. I know that we can turn people off by scolding or shaming or doing a one-up on you to convince them. No, that does not convince anybody. It's your stories of hope, your testimonies of hope. So Easter, the grace of amazement be with all of you. The grace of surprise be with all of you. And I'm praying for you, and I ask you to pray for me. Have a blessed Easter season. God bless you.